A World Series champ, Mr. Energy, Nick Swisher, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
This is your time, Swish.
Oh, man, I love it. How you doing? Hey, for the record, there's a whole heap of things to do in Cleveland, guys, by the way.
Really?
A heap?
Just kidding.
Okay, so I don't want to be one of these old crusty farts and I don't like analytics. I get some.
Totally.
But when you get to the NBA Western Conference Finals, when I get to the playoffs, when I get to the World Series, I want my alphas.
You're right.
I don't like the Dodgers staring at a binder and not playing Cody Bellinger. He's the National League Championship Series MVP.
Man, I'm with you. I mean, I totally agree with that. I think at the end of the day, after the series is over and you look back on all of it, you want to either win the series or lose the series with your best players. Give yourself the best opportunity. Sometimes the percentage is not always the best bet. Sometimes you got to go with the enthusiasm, the hot bat, the excitement. Hey, man, there's only a short span. That's why some of these teams that get hot, like the Milwaukee Brewers, make it as far as they do. If you get hot and continue to keep rolling like that, you can roll this thing out and win it.
Here's the other thing. Boston is the Red Sox are a little like the Patriots, no?
Totally.
Here's our dudes. Here's what we do.
I mean, you're so right. I feel like, Alex Cora, kind of Bill Belichick, I feel like there's a lot of similarities of things that are going on over there. I feel like with the preparation, the way the Patriots prepare for somebody is out of this world. And from what's been now let out to the public, which is awesome, is J.D. Martinez is leading that charge and learning and going to the younger guys in the locker room and talking about, hey, how to approach certain guys. And I had a few guys for myself. Obviously, analytics weren't as big when I first got into the league, but to see these veteran guys helping everybody, helping advance the game, helping advance the knowledge of how hitting is done, it's a skill, it's a craft, and these guys can work that craft to a pulp, which is the reason why they are so relentless, especially with 2 outs.
Yeah, I was going to say 9 of the 12 Red Sox runs have come with 2 outs, and the Dodgers have had base runners and just don't drive guys in. When you talk about postseason baseball, so go back to your career, and there are regular season games, and then there are playoff games, and then there's World Series games. As a batter, do you short? I mean, how do you approach? You can't tell me that a June at bat in Tampa is the same.
Totally. On a Tuesday afternoon.
So what's the difference?
Same.
This is why I want my stars out there. What is the difference hitting in the World Series?
Well, I think it goes beyond more than that. I think it's about knowing the individual, right? You spend almost 10 months together in preparation to play for a championship, right? Dave Roberts does such a good job by being, a communicator, talking to these guys. And that's where I think things have gone wrong, right? I feel like they're in a little disarray. Guys are going to the ballpark not knowing if they're going to be playing or not. And sometimes this is where, the old crusty guy needs to come out a little bit and say, hey, I know the analytics may say this is where I should be. But for me, not putting in one of the stars on your team, one of the reasons why you got there, Cody Bellinger, you got to have that spark, man.
And Max Muncy, by the way, who's also been
I haven't even mentioned him yet.
How does it play in the locker room? Like if you were in an NBA locker room and the coach said, analytically, we can't play Chris Paul for the Rockets tonight.
Right.
I just think you drive to the arena and everybody's like, I don't. How do players look at analytics?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that's where communication comes in key. I think that's why you're seeing these young managers come out, guys like Rocco Baldelli, who just got the job with the Twins. I think it's all about having relationships, right? Building that trust, understanding, where you are. So I think that's where Alex Cora has really kind of stepped up his game. I think after the pinch hit homer by Eduardo Nunez, he came out and said it publicly. Hey, this is what Alex Cora does. He texts us the night before and lets us know, hey, you're either playing and this is why, or you're not playing and this is why. And as a player, if you are approached in that manner, it's easier to take it on the chin.
Sure, you drive to the park. I'm just going to work out today.
Yeah,
I'm going to I'll be on the bike.
Hey, first time the right-handed guy comes in, hey, Swisher off the bench. Okay, so now I'm mentally ready and prepared for that moment. And when that moment comes, it doesn't catch me off guard. I'm ready. And I think that's why, the Boston Red Sox are really doing this, man. I feel like it's crazy to say that the Dodgers aren't even up there, but so far the way this series has gone, man, it doesn't look good.
It's funny, when I watch the Dodgers at Fenway, they look cold. So you played in Fenway for years and years. Sir. Fenway is the first time I went to Fenway. I've only been to it a couple times, but when I was out there, I went with a friend, Brian Berger, the first thing I realized is your seat is facing the outfield.
Right. You're not even like aimed in the right direction.
No. And also they were built for 142-pound men. Right. So it's old. So
everybody's spilling over onto each other, right?
It's like a really cheap airline.
Totally.
So when I looked at the Dodgers, and to win this series, they're going to have to go back and win a game at Fenway.
Oh, there's no doubt, man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is it the hardest place you ever played?
I think so. I think it's one of my favorite places. Obviously, Yankee Stadium being number one, but number two being Fenway. The atmosphere that in the World Series, I couldn't even imagine. But obviously with the rivalry with the Yanks and the Red Sox, it was so electric. I couldn't even fathom what it is right now.
Can you hear fans in Fenway?
Yeah, that's the thing. You know me, man. I'm always paying attention. I always hear that stuff. I mean, some guys can lock it in and zero in, but Fenway Park has something special. It's been around this long for a reason. And once that stadium gets packed up, which it has been all season long.
And they're locked into their seats 40 minutes out.
Oh, it's like a college football game. You know, a college football game, the fans are the 12th player, right? They can help out. In Fenway, it's the same thing. Yankee Stadium, Wrigley Field, those historic ballparks that have that, zhuzh about it, that can kind of get your team moving in the right direction when they need it.
Okay, Dodgers have a rookie, Walker Buehler, who's kind of an alpha.
Yeah. Oh, he's bad. He's bad, man. He's swagged out. He's cocky. I dig that, right? Because you're down 0-2. Right? Who more would you rather have on the mound than a cocky, brash kid that's got something to him? Hey, he's got 100 miles an hour in the bank.
God, look at that.
Right? And let's think about this. They've been throwing kind of, middle 90s, low 90s, left-handed guys. Switching it over on the right side, I think, is going to help a lot, right? I feel like
now the Red Sox, they don't care. They'll send their right-handed batters up.
Well, that's the thing. The Red Sox are going to send out their lineup. Right? They've done it all season long. They won 108 games in the regular season for a reason. Mookie Betts was saying it. So, if Mookie Betts is like, hey, this isn't by fluke. Like, this is by, preparation, and we're good, and we have great approaches. I think watching that game against Clayton Kershaw in Game 1, to watch them spit on so many close pitches was amazing. I mean, that goes in way before the game starts. That's not just in the at-bat. That's hours and hours of videotape to get you to that point.
Fastest pitch I've ever – I go to the batting cage I used to, and I'd crank it up to 80.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't hit it much. I'd foul stuff off. So, I mean, I can't even imagine 100. Who was the hardest thrower you ever faced?
Aroldis Chapman. Right, I think you can actually look it up on the internet. I think 102, right at my nougat, man.
What happened?
You know what? If you've actually seen the size of this man, you act like you're going to go, but you're really not going to go, right? So I feel like at that point, I don't know whether he was having a bad day.
You don't have 100
102, man. That's scary.
Like
because you hear it coming. You don't necessarily
kid tonight for the Dodgers will throw 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think you're going to see more and more kids nowadays throwing 100 miles an hour. That's unbelievable, man.
You can hear the ball.
You hear it. Sometimes you got to hit on sound.
What do you mean? You have to hit on sound?
Yeah, man. Sometimes it looks like a little pellet assault coming in there. Sometimes that's hard, right? To the normal person. I mean, it feels like sometimes it's like a softball and sometimes it's like a pellet assault.
Do you remember Mike Witt?
Oh, yeah.
Mike Witt was a...
Yeah, you could hear it. That's those guys spinning it. Like Lance McCullers spinning his breaking ball. You can hear it come out. You hear the seams kind of rip the air. It's pretty cool.
Say what, John?
Chapman threw at him. He threw over your head.
Yeah.
And then he went
almost
for it
over the
again.
backstop, right?
Why didn't he like you?
I don't know, man. We're buddies now, man. We're Yankees now, bro.
But he didn't like you.
I guess not, man. We were both. Well, it was a rivalry. It was the Cincinnati Reds.
And plus, you're a
Indians.
talker.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I might have been able to get under some people's skin.
I love Nick Swisher. All right, good seeing you, bud.
Thanks, buddy.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.